Today we're doing a review of this bag, the Bellroy Cinch Sling. Here at Nomads Nation, we have been reviewing the world's best travel and EDC gear for the last 7 years. And in this video, I'm going to tear this bag apart. We're gonna pack it out, double check its advertised capacity, give you my brutally honest pros and cons, and overall scores. And you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you are not quite sold that this is the sling for you, I will give you 2 alternative sling suggestions that you might like more. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about the gist of the Bellroy Cinch Sling. Bellroy is an Australian carry brand, and they're known for making gear that we've always referred to as quirky urban. It's meant for the city, it looks nice, but it's got a little bit of panache to it, a little bit of Bellroy's unique personality. And this is the quirkiest design I've seen for them yet. This is a part of their new cinch collection. They got backpacks, they got messengers, they got a sling. And I really like it, minus a few important caveats. Let me run you through some of the bag's top features. I think most importantly is this quirky design. How would you describe this, Sig? Like what? It's like hipster, but not really. I don't know how to describe this aesthetic. It's got a quick access pocket that is secured via 2 buckles. We've got 2 side pockets like this, and they are cinchable. So you can go ahead and cinch that on down, therefore securing whatever is in the pocket. A main compartment that's a little tight, but it gets the job done. No pockets on the back. And then we got a harness system that I'm in love with. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's so well designed. It's interesting and it's kind of different, and I'll really sink my teeth into the details and tell you why 2 chapters from now. No, wait, 1 chapter from now, final answer. Now, while I am jazzed up about this sling, one thing I'm less jazzed up about is the fact that Bellroy has a tendency to overstate the capacity of their bags, especially their slings, at least by our measuring standards. They claim it's 7 liters. Let's see the truth. Quick dimensions check. We got a height of 8 inches, a width of 12 inches, and a fully packed out base depth of 7 inches. For the capacity measurements, I only filled up the main compartment because there's not really much volume on these side pockets. And for the front pocket, it is stretchy. Don't get me wrong, but you can see when the main compartment is fully packed out, it's pretty flush here. So the main compartment will tell the majority of the story. We're not as far off as I thought. So you can see we're actually at about 5 liters, which, let's give Bellroy some credit. If you include a little bit extra space that you would have gotten in the side pockets in the front, you might be around 7, but I think it's gonna carry a lot closer to a 5 liter. The bag currently comes in 5 different color options. This one's burgundy. This is the bag when it is empty. And here you can see it fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation squad. I'm 5'8" and Jason Bagmoa is 6'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Bellroy bags are backed by their new 6-year warranty. And truth be told, with their warranty, it wasn't always the best, but they put in a lot of effort over the past years to improve it. And for all that, this bag runs around 100 USD. Now that price point is gonna be our North Star moving forward to determine if this sling is worth the price. And if at any point in this review, you think it's worth the price for you and you're thinking about making a purchase, we do recommend doing so with the first link in the description below. 2 reasons why. That link makes sure that you get the best price. And number 2 is that we oftentimes have discount codes. And if so, that's what it'll be. Okay, let's talk about the outside of the Bellroy Cinch Sling. First thing we talk about in this section is the aesthetic. And I don't know what this is called. Like, what are you? But I'll admit, I don't like it. Like, it's not my style at all, which is really unfortunate because this thing is amazing and I really love it, but I would never wear it because I just don't vibe with this. Special request, Bellroy, please make a more sleek version of this, but use everything. Use the same materials, same shoulder padding. Maybe make it look a little less, what'd you call it? Art ho? You're an art ho. And the biggest thing contributing to its aesthetic is this primary fabric. This is what Bellroy calls their Relaxo weave. It's insanely lightweight. It is in fact recycled, and it's got a little bit of a crinkle to it, a little bit of a hipster attitude. This sort of crinkle fabric was popularized over the years, but Air was the one who really brought it to this community with their Go Pack 2. That's a black crinkle nylon. It's a little similar, but a little different, but it's sort of in that vein, but much thinner. And really the story of this sling is this fabric, because if this was using X-Pack or 1680D ballistic nylon, the bag would have a completely different feel. But this fabric it's like Air. I mean, not like the brand, like AIR. Like, it's so lightweight. And when I was wearing this, I was just astonished as to how free-flowing and wonderful I'm in like a princess who's been swept off her feet by the magical prince. But like, that's the way I felt with this. It just felt like the way that it looks, because I would wear this, I'd rock this thing all the time. But this fabric is not all good news. It's not gonna be the most weather resistant. It'll have a little bit of a finish on it, but I don't know, I wouldn't trust this in too much rain. And also, it's just like a thinner material, so it's not gonna be as bomb-proof as some other bags would be. They use a thicker fabric, like, again, Air's 1680D ballistic nylon, for example. How durable this is in the long term, I'm not sure. But as long as you're not living like a super rambunctious spy, like Rambo lifestyle, I think it'll be fine. Bellroy's branding right here on this tag, not too loud. Interesting too, they go onto this tag instead of their traditional leather. I think it actually works with the sling very well. Keeps it nice and cash. Now we're gonna talk about the 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets and compartments in the next chapter. But let's talk about my favorite thing about this sling, which is the harness system. This is so well designed for a few reasons. Reason number one is, again, just how light it is. Notice again how malleable, how paper light it is. That's why it's so awesome, because I'm usually not a proponent, is that the right word? I'm usually not a big fan of slings of this size that have shoulder strap padding, because then it just makes the sling feel very bulky. For example, let's just take like the Black Ember grip sling. That is just, just an example, but it's got a really well padded shoulder strap, but it's so beefy and it's just so unmalleable, and it just creates a very chunky, sort of fabric-y experience that I don't personally like on a light sling. Now granted, the grip sling is a larger sling, it carries camera gear. I'm just using it as an example. A lot of slings have these very padded shoulder straps. This one though, it gives you the padding and it gives you the width just around 2¼ inches, but without all that extra bulk. And it was just such a joy to wear because of it, because I've never had this much of a landing pad without the bulk. There's a little bit of padding in there, don't get me wrong, just a little some. But wearing it, it was just, oh my God, it was breezy. It's the only way I can put it. And that's nice because it keeps it light in case the sling is not fully packed out. But if you do carry some more stuff, you do have that little bit of padding. It's not gonna be like the grip, right? If you carry a crap ton of camera gear, this is probably not gonna be the route you wanna go. But yeah, it's just really comfy. But also because the other reason is that Bellroy made this landing pad so long. The shoulder pad itself is like 27 inches. What's so cool about this sling is like every which way I wore it worked. It doesn't matter if I wore it in the back, on the side, in the front, or in pure messenger / purse mode. And it's because of the length that you're getting with this shoulder strap. I think you get what I'm saying. I'm just so excited about it. It was so comfortable. Because a lot of times they'll give you like a little landing pad like this big, right? And then when you go from this mode to this mode, you gotta switch the landing pad and it's this whole thing. And it wouldn't work being this long if it was heavier. You guys get the gist, okay? I really like this sling, it's very comfortable. Let's give you the full measurements for the shoulder strap and also give you a negative about the shoulder strap is that, as you can see, non-removable. So for some of y'all out there, you like your slings to double up as a tech pouch. This is not gonna be able to do that, at least like not if you want the shoulder strap to be removed. Max length of the shoulder strap, we're at about 53 inches. And for the minimum, we're at around 29 inches. And the last part that was a joy with this sling was everything that's going on with the shoulder strap that's not the padded area. This nylon webbing is stunning, it's premium. Just feels great. Got a plastic dangle stopper. The plastic ones are my favorites. I find them to be the most efficient. And usually I don't like metal buckles because I find them to be unnecessary, but that's more on backpacks. I found this one to actually feel nice. It seemed grippy enough. It held the sling in place. And because of the simplicity of that design, it was just super easy to tighten it and or loosen it. I ranted a little bit there, but I wanted you to know like this bag is awesome, minus a few things that we'll cover in the next chapter. But I also gotta let you know that if you're watching this, you're like, no, Aaron, that rant was not too long. In fact, it wasn't long enough. Then from one bag nerd to another, I'd like to welcome you again to Nomads Nation and also let you know, if you're not signed up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, you should. Because that newsletter is like our YouTube channel, but on steroids. That perfect convergence of like travel, EDC, and carry in the world of gear. And in the newsletter, I'm coming into your inbox a couple times a month, showing you the limited edition releases, the newest drops, industry trends, and everything in between. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this incredible industry, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Let's talk about the inside of the Bellroy Cinch Sling 7 liters. Front pocket. I have mixed feelings on it. I like the simplicity. I like that they brought it old school with these buckles. We didn't do something like that was magnetic and high tech. It's just a good old fashioned like clicker. You know, you don't see these days very often. But you know, it just is a little fidgety, like to get the buckle in, and yeah, unbuckling is easy, but finding the perfect spot to clip it into place every time, it's not always my favorite. Unbuckling though, super simple. And one thing aiding your rebuckling experience is that Bellroy did this nifty little design where the webbing has left little finger holes. Yes, that's the scientific name, they're finger holes. And that just allows you to kind of position your finger underneath it, and it makes it easier to then clip this into place. But not easy, but easier. This pocket has a key leash, and as I mentioned, has some expansion to it. No additional organization, it's just a quick access pocket. You can put smaller things in there. They're not gonna be very organized, but you know, you can get them all in there. Wallet, AirPods, phone charger, pens, or because of that expansion and just overall size, you can fit larger things in there. You can throw a novel very nicely. Even a smaller water bottle. This is a 24-ounce Columbia. You can see it fits in there very nicely. But remember, you will end up fighting with space with the main compartment. So if the main compartment is very packed out, you're definitely not gonna get a water bottle in the front. So for me, I'll just use it for smaller things. Let's talk about these side pockets, because they're okay. They're not my favorite pockets on this sling. And just the reason being they're really small and really tight. And like, I'm a smaller dude, right? I got smaller hands. So like, you know, me trying to get my hands in there was a little bit of a challenge. But let's also be honest about the customer base for this sling. I don't think like some big jacked Jason Momoa type dude is probably rocking this sling. So, you know, maybe that was done intentionally. As you can see, my iPhone 13 fits in the side pocket, and that's basically the size that we have. You have the cinching mechanism as well. And for a lot of y'all out there, you might be like, oh, that's where I put my water bottle. But it's not really the ideal water bottle spot. It's just too tight. Like, see my Columbia, which is a very, you know, mid to small size water bottle, depending how you roll, it's not fitting. I'll even try a smaller water bottle. Let's see if this one fits. Nope, no go. Let's try my little, we usually don't have these, coincidence. Okay, perfect. So that kind of fits and gets cinched in there. Yeah, so if you're rocking 430 milliliter Vita water bottle, I'd say the dimensions that you're gonna max out on that you wanna be around are 8 inches by 2, with also a depth of just a little bit over 2. Anything bigger, not gonna fit. And then in the main compartment, this is where the bag gets a little pursy for me. Like just like opening it like that, it's definitely a little bit of a middle ground between sling territory and purse territory. Not that that's good or bad, it's just an observation. We got a little hanging lash point right here. Then aside from that, a zippered pocket here. And that is it, guys. It's a very basic sling. Oh, the tag, I'm sure does Bellroy's typical air tag hiding spot. Yeah, so in the tag, you can also, I believe, fit your air tag right in there. Obviously, this main compartment can fit smaller things, so I'm just gonna show you what larger bits of gear can accommodate as well. Hoodie by Unbound Merino. Umbrella by 7-Eleven, absolutely. Aforementioned water bottle by Columbia, we're in, baby. Tech pouch by Air, ooh, competitors. An Air within a Bellroy, with room to spare. So remember, it's advertised at 7 liters, it's closer to 5, but because of the lightweight materials and overall design of this main compartment, it can actually fit more than your typical 5-liter sling. Zippers, YKK, best in the game. No PU coatings, which I'm a big fan of. No lash points, that should do it. But now we're gonna jump into the most important part of this review and talk about the overall pros and cons. Pro number 1, just how lightweight of a build it gives you, which is gonna make it more comfortable and pack better. Pro number 2, just adding on top of that again, is just the comfort, especially with that lightweight build and the shoulder strap. And pro number 3, color options. I read the comments on this channel every day. Y'all want more colors? Bellroy is delivering. But on the flip side, let's discuss some cons. Con number 1, the buckles in the front pocket are a little buckly. Con number 2 is just how small and kind of finicky the side pockets are. And con number 3, I'm just gonna do it for me, guys. Like, I just don't get the aesthetic. Doesn't work for me. I feel like they could have maybe gone less hipster with it and had more mainstream appeal, but dude, Bellroy knows better than me, but it's not really doing it for me. Okay though, let's take these overall pros and cons, mash them together and give you our overall scores. Should be noted, these scores are personal, just based on my experience using the bag. Score number 1 for comfort, 5 out of 5. It's one of the most comfortable slings I've ever encountered, and that comfort extends to any which position you want to put it in. A little less so for like crossbody. It's definitely not like your typical crossbody type sling and build. It's definitely more like mini messenger, but it works so well like that. Next up for value, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. I think for 100 USD, it's a little bit higher than market standards. If you're looking for ultimate value, you can definitely get something that's cheaper, that's bringing just as high quality materials, but it's good value. And for my overall score, I'm gonna give this sling a 4 out of 5. Looks aside, that's gonna just vary person to person. It's a sling that's focused, it's well designed, it chooses the right materials for that design. I don't love the side pockets, not super usable, but everything else about it, this is just a killer bag. And remember, if you agree and you're gonna pick one up, we do suggest doing so with the first link in the description. Remember, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's where you'll find it. But if you're not quite sold, I teased alternatives earlier, let's talk about them. First up, if you're new to the Nomads Nation channel, you should definitely check out our leaderboard rankings video. In this video, myself and the Nomads Nation team, we get together and pick our favorite bags in all the bag categories. It's the best way for you to get an idea of what the best options are on the market. I've gone ahead and linked that above. Also, in case you're not aware, here at Nomads Nation, after reviewing hundreds of the world's best bags, we actually started our own bag brand as well. The brand is called Firo, and we are on a mission to keep modern professionals streamlined and focused. We do that through our EDC bag, travel bag, and our sling. Very different sling than this. Couldn't be more polar opposite in terms of what it's offering. But in case you're looking for something that's more sleek and urban and a little more tech friendly in terms of its protection, you can learn more at firo.co or with the second link in the description. But if we're really close with the cinch, here's 2 suggestions that might get you a little bit closer. First alternative recommendation is going to be the Peak Design Outdoor Sling 7 liter. This is a great pick for you if you are looking for a sling in that size range that's very malleable, very compressible, very comfortable, but you just want a bit of a different aesthetic. Honestly, the functionality is not too different. They're 2 slings that we love at Nomads Nation, but it's just giving you like a little bit different of an option with the aesthetic. And my second alternative recommendation is going to be the Alpaka Flow Satchel. This is a great pick for you if you're looking for something that has kind of a similar shape like this, sort of like that kind of crescent E form. But again, you want something a little bit different aesthetically. Alpaka is a little bit more on the techie urban side, but while still giving you really great comfort, really great malleability, and just a very similar use case. Honestly, all 3 of these slings are pretty cream of the crop. You're in some pretty epic territory right now, so I wish you luck on your journey. If this one's not quite for you and you want to learn more about the 2 alternatives, you can do so right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you guys next time.